Shit. the water, you gotta be thanking Yahweh Shemiah Shai every day for this opportunity, for this truth. Because why would these chariots? I'm gonna show you brothers a video, man. Show up like this in the fleet, man, and everything we've been teaching about. There is more with us, dealing with the angels. Then there's, man, I don't want to mess it up. More with us than with them. I believe that's in the Book of Kings. Yeah, 2 Kings. I want to keep rambling. All right, we get straight to the point. 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 15. And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and going forth, behold, an host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how will we do? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. So they was compassed what I think was a Syrian army. This is the prophet Elijah, all right, to destroy him. He said, Fear not, brothers, the hopeful elect. Man, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. The angelic forces are everywhere, man. And we are doing the right thing. We're under the right vibration. We have a chance here to be part of the hopeful elect, and nobody else. These other camps these things don't be happening unto them, man. Just keeping it honest. And of course, my daily journeys are, because we all have angels. Scripture says we have angels with us, and he time to time he shows himself, man. And I'm like, okay, that's a chariot, man. Hey, bros, you know what? I'm just gonna play the video.
That's clean.
That is clean, man. Trying to zoom in, but video is not letting me zoom in. Your brothers and sisters see that? A whole fleet of them. And we on that Ventura Boulevard block, several camps for the Great Millstone church out here, Los Angeles. And Lord had us, spread out, man. Gathering of the elect, preaching the right doctrine, calling on the true names of the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shemiah Shai, breaking down the scriptures the right way, and the Wadi Yahweh Shemiah Shai, man. Let this video continue.
That's them chariots, man.
That's them chariots, man. That's them chariots, man. That's them chariots. The Wadi Yahweh Shemiah Shai. Call out Yahweh Shemiah Shai. Yep. That's the video. That's the video. And lo and behold, beloved brother uploaded this video earlier today from TikTok. Shalom to brother Gabar Yahweh in Hawaii. He sent this video out. So the whole 3-hour Atlas thing, that could be a reconnaissance ship. We're gonna find out. Because the brother Zachariah saw, smaller ships come from a gigantic ship. So it's about to be some shiznit out here, man. So let's get back. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 6. It says, he answers, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray unto thee, open his eyes that he may see. And that's what the Most High showed, man. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young men and all the brothers that was there, even though he wasn't, probably some brothers had to work. It's all good. We in this body. This for, faith boosters for the body. Our eyes are open. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young men, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. And that's what we saw, those chariots, man. And it was all white. white horses. All right. So this thing is real, man. Everything we've been teaching, this thing is about to come to a halt. Babylon is out of here. This government shutdown continues. You know, the EBT is through. And that shit is real. You know, that shit is real. People, a lot of our people is on that stuff. So, hey man, Yahweh Shim Yahushua about to put in, he about to bring judgment out here by the megaton. Psalms 91 status. This is Zechariah chapter 9. And I'm going to start at verse 12. It says, turn he to the strongholds, ye prisoners of hope. We are prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. Double measure of everything.
If you was ever locked up in one of them LA County juvie spots, like Central, Los Padrinos, or Silmar, then you already know that system wasn't built to protect you. It was built.
Alright, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Issachar coming back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Makrakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, in today's lesson, we're going to go into the chariots of Israel, which are the vehicles, alright, of Israel's salvation, alright, but of the elect. You see, so, you know, that clip that I showed you with, you know, Elder Barak's, his, he, you know, in his video there, alright, you know, we have the, you know, our camp out there is GMS Los Angeles, but it's out there in Sherman Oaks, you know, right there in Ventura. Okay, right by the, you know, the 101 freeway. All right, and right there we, you know, we held camp, you know, this past Saturday. All right, this past Saturday, and the chariot showed up. Okay, the angels showed up. All right, and like, you know, like the you know, the other Barak was saying, you know, is you know, that's a very humble and beautiful brother right there, you know, in the faith. You know, he keeps his word, you know, he keeps it pushing. But you know, he was right, because he said, you know, what other camps, you know, do you see these chariots showing up? All right, and that's something that is very true. You know, do you see, you know, these, you know, the chariots of Israel showing up with ISUBK or IUIC? Man, hell no. See, but various times, you know, with, you know, the Akim and the elders around the world, when they're teaching or even doing a solo, you know, a chariot would just show up, you know, in the, you know, right while they're teaching, you know, and that just shows you that the elect got to be somebody. You know, the elect has to be somebody. And like Barak said, it's, he's right. You know, we got a good chance, because we're doing everything, you know, because we're, you know, the apostles and elders on down from GMS, and those of the that are teaching the correct doctrine, are are the only ones who are, teaching about the chariots, teaching about the elect, teaching about Yahweh Shem Shai. See, teaching Yahweh Shem Shai's doctrine correctly. See, where else do you see the chariots showing up? For these Catholic churches, while they're teaching. No, do you see them showing up for IUIC and them? No. All right. So that just shows that, for the Akim Akwat out there, that the angels are out here. Okay, that you are not alone. So don't worry about how mad our enemies get. Of course he's getting mad. He's going into slavery. And you can see that he's losing a grip of his kingdom. His leader, Donald Trump, for the United States, he's turning everything upside down. He's destroying this place, by the second. Okay, their own military is coming up against Trump. All right, over there by the South China Sea, when they can't even fly their helicopters and planes without crashing into each other. Okay, this place is becoming a laughing stock. See, but it's because they're at their end. Okay, yes, America still is very powerful, but at the same time, they're being destroyed. See? So this is something that I wanted to go into. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 7 on down. Okay, just so that the hopeful elect out there fear not, because you're not alone out there. Remember, these elites are gonna roll, and try to bring in their new world order. So, according to prophecy's sake, they're going to have shutdowns, starve people out, bring more pestilence, bring in a martial law, have a draft. All right, but the elect, don't worry about it. Because what you saw with that clip, which I showed you earlier, with those with the angels showing up, the chariots of Israel. Okay, remember, that just shows you that we're not alone. All right, remember the army of angels are out here. Okay, the angelic forces, and something that let me read this real fast, and then I'm gonna go into it. Revelation chapter 12, verse 7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels. Okay, right there, Michael is talking about, and there was war in heaven. It's not talking about up there with the Most High in the spiritual realm. That's just talking about right here in our skies, in our atmosphere. Okay, Michael, he's the chief archangel of war. Okay, fought against, and his angels fought against the dragon. All right, that's just talking about Esau. Okay, these elites, the leaders of the EU, America. Okay, NATO. Okay, because these Edomites, they do have power right now. I mean, they can't contend with the with Yahweh Shai and the angels and the 144,000, but they do have power down here. See, and the dragon fought and his angels. That's Esau, the so-called white man, with his military. Okay, he has his space force, he has his jets, and let's continue. Verse 8. Check it out. And prevailed not, because Esau, his military, okay, it don't matter, because he has a space force and all that, he has his advanced jets and all that. They're gonna get smashed by the Yahweh Shai and the angels and the 144,000. Okay, this is not no Hollywood movie. They're gonna get smashed bad. They're gonna get smashed terribly. That once the angels, because remember, they can't even stop them. All right, the angels right now, there's a silent war going on right now where these top leaders and militaries around the world, they're already trying to shoot down the angels, and they can't. Okay, they can't. And the angels already taken down some of their pilots, some of their jets. Yep, there's a silent war going on right now that that this world don't even know about. Okay, so the angels are already taking out our enemies. Yahweh Shem Shai and the angels, they're already taking out our enemies. Okay, taking down these jets, you know? And there's not a damn thing our enemies can do about it. Yeah, they can get mad and scramble and get nervous, but what can they do? You know? That's right, Esau. You know, you may get mad and scramble, like scramble eggs, but what can you do? Oh yeah, we're trying to shoot at them. Yeah, but what can you do though? We're still waiting. See? Huh? So right there, and prevail not, because they're gonna lose miserably. This is not a Hollywood movie, you know. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven, because Yahweh Shem Shai and the angels are gonna bring down the so-called white man, these cave dwellers, fast, very fast. And those you 2/3 of our people. Okay, 2/3 just means the it's the majority, the 66.6% of Hebrew Israelites out there, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who want to join forces with the so-called white man. The Lord's gonna kill you too. Okay, the Lord's not gonna get butthurt and be like, "Oh, hey man, you want to join the so-called white man? Like, why?" No, the Lord and the angels are gonna kill you right along with Esau. It don't matter to the Lord. If you want to join Esau, go for it. But He's gonna kill you right with them. And those are facts, you know. But we gotta tell you like it is, you know, because that way you know how the Lord what He thinks, you know. You know, the Lord's not gonna look at you and be like, "Oh man, you know, this guy's a traitor or this woman's a traitor," you know. Nah, the Lord's just gonna kill you and lay you down. All right, and so another prime example is because this past Saturday at camp, right there in Sherman Oaks, right there in Ventura Boulevard. That's where we teach on Saturdays. Okay, you know, the ship showed up, right? Okay, where was Esau? Okay, where was the left-hand side? Where was the Illuminati? Okay, where was the U.S. military? Okay, nobody came. You know, where was Esau with his jets and his helicopters, his lasers? Where were they at? See, just to show you that when the angels show up, okay, our enemies can't do anything. You know, so that's proof right there. All right, you know, you see, and how do they show up? They just showed up out of nowhere. You know, because they can teleport, they can go through portals. See. Just to show you when Yahushua gets here, He's going to show up just like that, fast. Okay, He's not going to come in, you know, all slow, you know, like a Hollywood movie, like, oh, make a big old grand entrance. No, the Lord's just going to get here, you know, and start laying you retarded heathens down. See? All right? That's a perfect prime example. You know, it's not to, you know, rub it in anybody's face, but it's just to show you guys the facts, because the angel showed up. Okay, the chariots, the spaceship showed up on Saturday. Okay, that's a live footage right there from this past Saturday. And where was our enemies at? Where were they at? The Jesuits and, you know, the Freemasons and Illuminati and all those guys. Where are they at? See? You know, they're just you know, they're all underground just touching each other. They're a bunch of queers. See? Tell you, our enemies, don't fear our enemies. Yeah, there's a lot of them, but so what? They're a bunch of queers. Huh? Yeah. So that's proof right there, just to show you guys out there, you know, because we're using the scriptures and we're actually using live footage, because that Esau, the so-called white man and his military in the U.S., did they shoot any rockets at him or anything? They didn't do anything. Where was the Space Force? You know, where were you clowns at? You know, don't worry, I'll wait. See? It's just to show you that, it's just to show you guys out there that those that believe, the elect are heavily guarded. Okay, the elect are heavily guarded, and our enemies can't do anything. You know, so in this time that, you know, this is why you gotta remember, Daniel chapter 12 verse 1, Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. You know, Jacob's trouble, the time they're entering. You know, because we're entering a very bad time. But remember, but he, talking about the elect, shall be saved out of it, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and the angels are going to be right there with you guys. Okay? And Lord willing, myself too. Lord willing, I'm worthy. But I don't know. You know? But this is why we're hoping, you know? We're fighting for salvation and we're hoping for mercy. You know, and that's all we need, you know? Because we believe in the Lord. You know? But that's all, this is all that we need. You know? See? So that's why the true teachers of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know, we're not just out here like, oh yeah, the so-called white man's dumb. He's the idiot. Like, no, we're showing you why. Okay, we're teaching you why. Look, this is it. This is the chariots. Okay, the name of the Lord is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're the Israelites. Look, these are our enemies right here. Okay, the left-hand side, these queers. Okay, you know, they're coming up right here with agents and, you know, all this stuff, you know. It don't mean nada. Okay, look at, here's the ships. Showing you guys actual footage. Now showing you guys the actual scriptures. See? Just by teaching you and showing you, look, this is what it is. Not just, oh yeah, you know. Not, you know, just, hey, we're teaching you, you know, showing you, you know, what it is. You know, for what it really is. You know, how many of these churches, you know, for those of you Israelites out there, how many of these Christians and Catholic churches taught you guys about the spaceships and taught you guys about the elect? Don't worry, I'll wait. How many of them told you that the Lord's name was Yahweh Shai? See? Because these churches have all been engulfed by lies, the so-called white man lies, to show you that these Edomites have lied to the world. But that's okay. Oh, and check it out. The next verse right here. See, because they lied to the world? Check this out. let's keep going. Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out. Okay, Esau, the so-called white man, the Edomites. That old serpent called the devil and Satan. So not the spiritual being, Satan, because he's real, okay? He's a top left-hand angel, okay? Because that is Shaitan, Satan. He is a son of Yahweh, but on the left-hand side. Because remember, Yahweh controls the left-hand side and the right-hand side. He created both sides. He's a perfect, perfect balance. You know, he controls both sides. See, so that's another thing to, you know, let your Israelites know out there, because he's controlling these devils. So, you know, remember, Esau is the sword of the Lord on the left-hand side, but yeah, who's swinging it? The Lord. So if the Lord's controlling them, it's kind of like when you have a canine, when police unit or SWAT, you know, when they have, you know, a dog, you know, canine attack somebody, you know, they can say, okay, hey, hold on, you know, stay right here, or they can say, go ahead and attack, okay, or they can say, oh no, hold on, you know, come back here, come here, you know, sit down, you know. See, the Lord controls our enemies. So if you're protected by the Lord can have them just, you know, go past you. The Lord can have, you know, them just say, oh, you know what, we'll deal with you another day. You know, the Lord can make you invisible. The Lord can do a lot. So remember that. So that's something, you know, just for, you know, a peace of mind, okay, to keep in your mind, you know, because the Lord controls them. So the Lord can tell them, all right, now, hey, you know what, don't hit that house today, you know, hit that house tomorrow, you know, and then the Lord can have you, you know, leave that night, and then they hit it. You know, the Lord can do a lot of things, you know. See? But the main thing is you have to believe in him. You have to know this. See, and by knowing this, you know, like, okay, all right, hey, you know what? I remember you know, the Lord told us by his prophets that, you know, hey, the Lord says, you know, he controls it, you know, and all we gotta do is stay strong, keep the faith, and believe in him, you know. Because in these times, you're gonna have to reflect on these scriptures. You know? Alright. Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. And that great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. Devil just means deceivers. Satan is not talking about the spiritual being Satan, who is real. Okay, the top left-hand angel. No, this is talking about the Edomites. Okay, Satan's counterpart, the so-called white man, which deceiveth the whole world, because they lie to the whole world. This, which deceive means to trick you into believing in a lie. This is why everybody's waking up to, you know, the BS now. Like, hey, oh shit, you know, we all been lied to. See? So this is why, mijo. Okay, this is why, mijo. See, which deceive because they tricked you into believing that. Remember, because a lot of people, a lot of us, as we were growing up, we thought that they were the power, because we went to church. They had Caesar Borgia up there. They crossed out our Lord and called him Jesus Christ and put up a so-called white man up there with long hair. See? So this whole time, the world was thinking that, oh yeah, it's the so-called white man. They're the gods, which it's not. It's the opposite. Okay, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You guys are. Okay, you guys are the sons and daughters of Yahweh. You see? And that's literal. Which deceiveth the whole world, because they lied to the whole world. So this is why the Edomites are going to slavery, because they lied to the whole world. They're going around saying that they're us. This is how retarded our enemies are. They hate us so much, but yet they want to be us. They're calling themselves us, the small hats that live in Israel right now, and the people, those retards that and they are retarded. Those retards that run Hollywood. Okay, they hate us, but yet they want to call themselves us. How stupid, huh? If you hate your enemy, would you want to? Why would you want to? Say okay that oh we're them. If you hate them if you hate us so much, see, this is why the scriptures say they can't gainsay nor resist, because they can't prove us wrong, but they can't resist because they can't get enough. Like shit. But this is why they want to be us. Okay, because our enemies, they hate us so bad, right? But yet you're calling yourselves us. How stupid, You heathens also are so retarded out there. This is why all we can do is just laugh at you clowns. Because you're so retarded. You Edomites, you small hats that live in our land right now in Israel, and you in Ishmael, you Arabs. You guys are fighting over our land. And you guys have been fighting over for years over our land. You guys were fighting over something that's not even yours. Dumbasses. See, these heathens are retarded. Like, that's not even your land. You guys are out there fighting for it. It's not even yours. How dumb. How stupid, huh? How dumb. But it just shows you, that our heathens, they're not intelligent, It's just that the Lord set them up above us. But that don't mean that they're smarter than us or stronger than us. Remember, when they get mad, let them get mad. Remember, they're all about to get bitch slapped and they're all about to go into slavery. Let them get mad. Remember, the faster these devils make their move, you saw the angels right there, right? Okay, the angels are right here. Don't worry about it. Okay, don't worry about it. Just do your part. But remember, the angels are out here. So the faster these devils make their move, the faster Yahweh Shai and the angels are gonna bitch slap them. And we're talking, they're about to be slaughtered painfully. We're talking painfully, Man, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Talking about Esau and his military, okay, the so-called white man. The EU, the leaders of the United States, NATO. Okay, Slovakia, the leaders of Europe and all that, okay? The royal elites, they're royal to who, Not us. To us, you guys are a bunch of retarded cave dwellers. King Charles, all you retards. You guys are about to catch a beat down, and you're gonna go straight to slavery. That's right, including Trump. You see? Yeah, we're gonna tell you exactly what it is. We don't care how many teams they are and how mad our enemies are getting. That just makes us laugh even more. Because you can't go toe to toe with the angels. Go ahead and get mad. The faster you make your move, the faster you get your ass kicked, Esau. It's just like that. Remember, your ass kick is already prepared. Your beatdown's already prepared. You just gotta come get it. It's that simple. And that's for real. Gonna get this scripture right here on the chariots. and the angels. Bear with me. Here we go. Psalm 68 and verse 17. The chariots, okay, the so-called UFOs, the spaceships, okay, the so-called UAPs, the chariots of the Most High Yahweh are 20,000, even thousands of angels, because the angels are inside those ships. The Lord is among them, because Yahweh Bashim Shai is inside those ships as well. Those are his vehicles, okay? As in Sinai and the holy place. There it is. Okay, so there it is. You know, the Lord is going to rescue, okay, his elect by those spaceships. By these right here, okay? Okay? By those right there. Okay, the spaceships. Okay, the reason why people in this world, they get freaked out is because they haven't learned about it yet. So right away they just think all aliens. No, they're the angels, you know? But why do you think that, you know? And you know, hey, and if you haven't learned yet, you know, it's understandable because that's all you've been taught. Remember, okay, remember these right here, the scripture said what? That they lied to the whole world. Okay, the so-called white man. See? So right away when you see this, you think, oh, aliens, you know, ET phone home, you know, what else do you guys think out there, you know? The only thing that you saw, okay, what did Esau put in his movies? Aliens, Martians, you know, green aliens from Mars. No, they're the angels. But why do the people think like that? And it's not your fault. It's not your fault at all because you've been programmed. Okay, this is all that you know. This is all that you've been taught. Okay, how many of you guys actually seen an actual alien come out, an actual alien step out those ships? Don't worry, I'll wait. How many of you guys actually seen an alien, you know, just walking out there, you know, walking by the freeway, you know, just out here? Don't worry, I'll wait. Okay, so the angels are inside those ships. And the beautiful thing is that, you know, the Lord's going to make it known out here. Okay, remember, the angels are soon going to step outside those ships. And you guys the whole world's going to see that. Damn, man, they look like, because they look like us, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. See? You know, but the prophets are telling you now. Okay, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, is telling you through his prophets right now. So you can learn, you know? Because remember, we just read it. Okay, these Edomites, they have lied to the whole world. Okay, they lied to the whole world. See? But that's why people just think automatically, oh, you know, aliens, Martians. No, those are the angels inside those ships. You know. So with that's it on today's lesson on the the chariots of Israel are out here. Okay, the angels are out here. Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to protect his elect. Okay, the brothers and sisters and the children that believe and that are covered by Yahweh Bashim Shai. So with that, keep the faith, keep enduring. On your feet, soldier. Shalom.